My guest tonight may have often been described as originally an outsider to Bombay's film industry, but today she's easily one of the most sought-after names in the industry. It's a great pleasure to have with me on the Buck Stops here tonight, Katrina Kaif.
Thank you.
Katrina, now, we all sort of know the story about how you actually reached India at the age of 17, was it?
Yes.
And what were you thinking then? You came from London to India with what in your head?
Nothing. That's exactly the honest truth. You know, I think everyone goes through that initial, a phase in their life at some point where they're kind of in between. They don't know who they are, they don't know what they are, they don't know what they want to do and what your calling is in life and where you belong. And I mean, at 17, it's a very natural age to go through it, to be honest. And I was at that phase where I was doing a bit of modeling in London. I didn't really know, you know, it wasn't anything special. I didn't feel I belonged there, and I had gotten an offer to come here.
But the irony is that your father's, in a sense, your Indian connection.
Yes.
And then to not have him with you when you were growing up, did that diminish that sense of half-Indianness?
I don't think so, because, you know, it's such a basic thing to say, and it probably will sound very stupid, but, you know, you must have seen it enough in your friends, how you have very dark children who grow up to be fair. I was a very dark child. So there was no way that you would look at me and say, this is a Caucasian child. I was always viewed upon as, oh, how exotic or how ethnic, you know. So I was always aware of that, and in some cases I think I lacked a sense of belonging because we traveled to so many countries, and by coincidence those countries were the Far East, Hong Kong, China, Japan, France, very, very predominantly white, fair, Caucasian countries. So that, I think, instilled in me more, which is probably why when I came to India, maybe other people would have gotten afraid, maybe they would have said, I can't just come to a country and land up here. But probably for me, I felt such a sense of belonging because I realized that, I don't know, it just fit somehow.
But do outsiders get to feel like insiders in the industry? Do you feel like an insider today?
Today, I probably honestly would have to say that in this particular moment, this particular year, this month, yes, I feel a very certain sense of belonging, a certain sense of everybody has a regard for me. They know my capacity, my aptitude, my hard work, my dedication.
But do you ever feel culturally sort of out of sync? Because, you know, the film industry is like a country. It's like a separate country. And do you feel out of sync with the ethos?
You know, I actually think probably if we go to see the traditional values, as you would say, I think actually the traditional values that one requires, one expects out of a woman, out of a heroine, out of, you know, the households expect to see a heroine behave in that manner. I think probably I succumb, or I somehow just find myself fitting into that mold a lot more than people maybe who belong here more than me.
Tuba.com